Hello, this is the Nightline Podcast. My name's James Pikeway, and if you want to learn more about the program, please go to www.dubai1038.com or email us, nightline@dubai1038.ae. Enjoy the show.
Great to have you gentlemen here. We're talking cars as you're driving from here to there. If you're caught in traffic somewhere, hey, you're just cruising. You got your arm out the window, wind blowing through your toupee, and you're saying, you know what?
Like, why is there a toupee? Why is there a toupee? Should have gone with the hair transplant. That's what you're thinking. I wouldn't be holding on to my damn toupee otherwise.
Shazad's here, Imtishan's here. Motoring Middle East is in the house, which means it's your opportunity to get involved in the program. 4001 is the SMS line. 04-423-1010 is how you can phone through. You guys have way too much going on. You're going to be on TV. What's going on with that?
We're here as well.
Very exciting stuff. Tomorrow evening is our first show going out on Gear One TV. Now, Gear One actually goes out across Middle East and North Africa to 30 countries. And it's free to air, or you get it on your satellite or your cable or whatever. You can easily get it. If you can't, go onto our website. There's details there at the moment. And we are going to be on Gear One. We are going to have a regular program on there.
What time?
We'll be on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. So it doesn't clash with this show. Brilliant, huh?
I know.
You can still do this as well.
Great planning. So
Tuesdays at 8 p.m. we're on there. I'm sure they'll have repeats and stuff like that. And our first show goes up tomorrow night.
That's tomorrow night, 8 p.m. The premiere. And what's it called?
Motoring Middle East, funnily enough.
There we go. the promo is fantastic. You guys sitting in the DeLorean just looks great.
Yes. Well, you know, we were sitting there because we had to do some pictures and we had to do a promo for the program. So we're sitting there racking our brains, going, "Oh, we need a cool car. Where are we going to get a cool car? Where are we going to get
some interesting
and
options."
And then we're like, "Duh, you have a cool car."
It's that simple, you see.
It wasn't that simple. It took about 10 minutes to warm it up.
Seriously.
But I keep it not simple. But
the other interesting thing going on is the Motoring Middle East Awards.
That's right, yes.
Are poised to start happening.
That's right, yeah. We're just waiting for the trophies to be finished. And the reason they took a little bit longer than they normally would is because each one is being handcrafted individually out of used engine parts. It's extraordinary. Engine and gearbox parts. It's incredible.
That have actually lived a full life in a car.
Yeah.
Nice.
Each one of these is going to be
so
a
we're
work
recycling.
of art. We are. Our trophies are recycled. This is brilliant.
Are green.
So we have a fantastic partner, East Coast Customs. They do incredible stuff with paints and this water transfer thing that they do, which is you can basically take any object and make it look like it's been airbrushed in great detail just by dipping it into this special solution that they have. And they do a lot of custom stuff. You know, they restore cars and all that sort of thing.
It's in the name.
It's in the name, really, isn't it? And so they're sponsoring our awards and they're creating these wonderful trophies. And as soon as they finish the first set of trophies, there are going to be 10 in total. You can follow each one as we release them. We'll be putting up videos on the website and on our social media channels. Just go to motoringme.com now and you can read about how we're going to be doing that.
Excellent. Well, you know, no shortage of surprises with you guys, and fun. I mean, I'm glad you can find time to join us here on the radio.
I was just going to say surprises. That's a good thing you mentioned that because East Coast Customs is making us 10 trophies because there are 10 awards.
Yes.
They've now agreed to make an 11th trophy.
Awesome.
Which will be given to a reader, or in this case a listener, who can guess all of the award-winning cars.
Okay. There we go.
So it'll be a unique trophy with their name on it, which we will personally hand over to them.
All right. Good luck.
There you go.
Yeah. Are you going to be giving clues or anything?
Well, we've put the category names on our website already on that same article page. And, of course, they're very unique. We don't do, like, small car, large car, SUV, sports car. We don't do that. We do things like the Ciao Bella Award.
Yeah.
Or we do things like, what are the ones that we have on there, Imtishan?
Ooh.
The crazy names.
There's a website, Motoring Middle East, at motoringme.com. There's a page.
I remember all the old ones, but the new ones, I don't want to spoil any of them.
Yeah. No, they're up there. I'll get them up in a minute, and I'll go through them.
The other thing we always like to talk about is what you guys have been driving this week. Any fun rides that you've had an opportunity to get out and take close to the desert, or just scream down Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Road and hands through the sunroof, go woohoo! No.
Well, we had a lot of cars that we were testing recently. A lot of very cool Mercs, VW Beetles, the Morgans, the Caterham. So we decided we needed to give ourselves a little bit of a break. What with the awards and the TV and, of course, this eminently important radio show, we just thought we'd give ourselves a little bit of a breather to catch up with stuff. So I'm still catching up on some of those reviews at the moment. But
and I decided to go and put some more money into my Jeep in case I hadn't already. So just stuff a little bit more into the sides here and there.
Yeah.
Nothing is broken.
That's
It's
good.
just
But
just needs a bit
I'll
of
tell you
love.
what, I am, hopefully, fingers crossed tomorrow, getting that new Nissan.
Ooh.
Is it the Sunny?
Not the Sunny, no. Keep guessing.
Tida.
The
Patrol.
Not the Tida, not the Patrol.
Maxima?
The Maxima, yes,
Oh,
that one.
man.
Yes, I've been waiting for that
It's looking
one.
pretty sweet from the front. You
It
look at
does
it and you
look
don't
very
think that's a
cool.
Nissan from the front. You kind of go, hold on, what's going on here?
It does look very, very cool, very unique. And
Yeah.
I've seen a few of them on the road now. And
Exactly.
I'm really looking forward to driving this and seeing what it's like,
What
you
a
know?
you know what? We have been unkind to Nissans in the past, but I'll give credit where it's due. Brave design, and people are buying the cars.
Let's
Brave design sells cars.
and you've been saying this. The drivers, the people who are buying these cars have been saying this. Stop giving us these boring pieces of metal. You're putting some great things on their hood. You've got great drivetrains. You've got great features. Now let them look like they actually.
Let them look desirable. There's
Yes.
no point stuffing a car with kit. I mean, the Koreans learned this years ago. You can put all the features in there, but people are going to buy the cars if they're desirable. Because at the end of the day, you want to show off a car to your mate or your
Yeah.
mateess. And you do want to be able to come up and say, look, this is new.
Yeah.
And isn't it cool?
Well, you've got to be able to relate visually to the car. And I think we're now in an era where, and we've said this so many times before on the radio, there's no such thing as a bad car anymore. You know, maybe apart from with the exception
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
Chinese cars. But
You know what? I don't even think they're bad.
I can never resist a little dig at
I don't
them.
even think they're bad. But
You know, they're thereabouts. You know, they're like,
Yeah.
they're, you know, what they are what they are.
Look,
But
if one breaks, you get another one, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So there's no such thing as a bad car. So how do you then differentiate the cars? How
It's
do you say
all
this is my
design.
brand?
Yeah.
It's
But
about
isn't the same thing with phones?
Yeah.
What's the difference between an iPhone and an Android phone? Not much, really. It's just design.
Yeah.
And everything else.
And
Everybody's
this is the thing that always surprises me when we start talking about the body of a car is, you know, for the most part, it's sheet metal that
It is.
has been
It
bent.
doesn't have to look good.
Well, it doesn't have to be round. Like, put on something.
Well,
that,
no, it
this-
doesn't have to look boring.
Yeah.
And
It
this is
can
what
look any way you like. You know, it's just as long as the thing is there is an issue, and that is the crash safety
Yes.
structure.
Yes.
So there are certain tolerances and there are certain dimensions which they have to adhere to. So, for example, the height of the bonnet has to be a certain amount of space above the engine block. That's
Right.
for pedestrian safety. So you
Those
can't have
pedestrians
those.
should really stop throwing
They
themselves
should
at these
stop
cars.
throwing their heads onto people's bonnets, yeah. But so you can't have a really low, sleek bonnet
Yes.
line anymore.
Which explains why the new Mustang, the front of the new Mustang especially, looks so different from the very shark-nosed front of the 2012 Mustang.
But having said that, there are still so many other parameters that you can still play with, and as we've seen, you can make cars look cool.
You just had to work around it. Designers had to be clever.
Clever, that's it. And they have to want to be clever. And I think, you know, Nissan with the Maxima, they're demonstrating once again that, you know
Yeah.
what, we can have some fun here and we can create something that is distinctive and people will buy it.
Well, you know, not having driven the car yet,
I can't wait for this review.
I can applaud them straight away in the first instance for taking a car that is like a bread and butter car.
Yeah.
That is a main seller. That normally you'd go, let's just be conservative with that car, but they said no. Let's make it interesting. Let's make it look
you
special.
know, you have to give Nissan a little bit of credit again. That's 2 credits in one episode. Because they've actually...
Hats off to Nissan.
There
well
you
done,
go.
guys.
They're going for the hat trick.
Well, hang on a second. Well, they are basically kept the style envelope pushed with that car because the original Maximas were quite classy cars.
Yeah.
And they've been pushing them towards, they were sportier. The last one, if you remember the design,
Yeah.
was inspired by the Nissan GTR. It was very angular and blocky. So they have been pushing the envelope with
Well,
Maxima.
I still remember the 80s one, when it was so sleek. It was really
Actually, it was the
sleek.
90s, wasn't it? It came out the early 90s.
Late 80s, early 90s.
The four-door
yeah.
sports
I think
car,
it
that's
must
what
be
it was
the
called.
Yeah, the four-door sports car. That's what
The
it was.
4D
yeah.
SC they used to
Yeah.
have on the side of the cars out here. But I remember the car because they had pillarless windows.
Yeah.
The first ones.
Oh, very cool.
And they had velour seats.
Frameless doors.
See, those were the days.
I used to go to
were the-
school in a Maxima. It was
velour-
red. Everything was red.
And the
the
red
doors, the
velour,
sides, the
yeah,
roof. I'm sure
beautiful.
I was red when I got into it.
Beautiful car. Beautiful
But
car.
such a creamy, smooth engine.
Yeah.
I mean, those were just felt like a luxury car. Today, let's see what the new one's going to be.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm looking forward to this. So just quickly, I'll just go through the award titles.
Okay.
Award titles, because this is why we couldn't remember.
These are the Motoring Middle East Awards, by the way.
Motoring Middle East Car of the Year Awards. These are the titles of the 10 winners. We haven't announced the winners yet. We will keep watching motoringmb.com. This is just the titles. If you can guess the winning cars, you can win a custom-made trophy. The titles are the Absolute Weapon Award, the Ciao Bella Award, the Clever Clogs Award, the Mad Hatter Award, the Mini Marvel Award, the Paka Performer Award, the Pure Perfection Award, the Stealth Fighters Award, the Supercar Slayer Award, and the Godfather Award.
There we go.
Now, don't you want to know which cars have
I
those
want to
awards?
know which cars get those awards, and every week we're I'm sure we'll have another unveiling, so this is going to be a lot of fun. You're listening to Car Talk, by the way. If you're wondering what you've tuned into, Motoring Middle East is in the house, and we've got a lot more to talk about. This is how you can get involved in the conversation as well. You don't just want to sit there. There we go. Motoring Middle East is here. Imtishan Shahzad. Tomorrow is their world premiere television show. The Motoring Middle East TV.
Wow, you just took it to the next level there. That's just so much more
It
grander.
just means it's the first one.
It's still. Has there ever been this show anywhere else in the world?
No.
No.
No,
As Ian the
there you
Skoda
go.
guy, says, "Hi guys, well done at last. Our own Top Gear."
Awesome.
That's from Ian the Skoda guy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ian. That's Skoda guy.
Okay, there you go. I love the fact that he always
Someday
signs
we'll
off.
have a Skoda on there. Someday.
Mine too.
We're not going there.
We might have to buy one.
Kumar wants to know, what saloon would you recommend if I've got a 200 to 250,000 dirham budget?
Wow, that's a pretty good budget.
That's a really good budget.
You're
I
looking at
think
German cars, or maybe the Cadillac ATS,
Isn't it?
top,
It's sort of in,
CTS.
yeah, because it's sort of in between, isn't it? It's like it's not enough for it's not quite enough for German cars.
No,
It's
you can get a pretty decent E-Class, I think. Like a
you don't want to get an E-Class. It's too much for Japanese cars, but I think you're right with the Americans.
you can get C-Class.
Yeah, Americans.
C350.
Wouldn't you want to go with it? What about a BMW?
Yeah, 428i, Shahzad's favorite car because keeps seeing
Can
it
you
everywhere.
get that for that?
Yeah, you can.
Are you sure?
Yep, 250. You can get if not a 435i, at least a 428i.
You couldn't get a 435i for that.
No.
You could buy
You
a
can
lot.
do a good deal now. Let's put it that way.
Well, that's the other thing.
Hey, you know what? I
In
got
the old days, perhaps, but now times have changed.
You know what? The folks over at Altara, them too. But I was talking with someone who was out wanted to get a brand new Mini,
Uh-huh.
and so they went over to the Mini showroom.
That was
Yeah.
an interesting conversation afterwards.
And they went to the Mini showroom and they sat down and said, okay, this is what I want to get. They cut this person such a good deal
Yes.
Oh.
with service, with insurance,
Yes.
like multiple year insurance, multiple year service, the
Yeah.
warranty through the, and then they even said, you know that sticker price? We're taking 15 grand off it.
You know, that sounds to me on the money, so to speak, because I think that right now, if you walk into some of these showrooms and some of the, particularly the high-end stuff, you will find they will bite your hand off right now.
Oh,
So,
and
yes.
that's this is just anecdotal, but they pretty much did
Yeah.
bit the hand and the foot off
Yes.
to get this sale done.
Yes.
So.
Well,
Go
going
for
to
it.
the Germans, I mean, you can probably get a Mercedes now.
Okay,
You can get a
Kumar's
BMW.
come back. He does prefer European cars.
BMW, Mercedes, Audi. Go there. Start
oh,
there.
Oh, Audi.
You won't get an S8, but you get a pretty
Well, I'm-
decent A4, A6 for sure.
Yeah. I think
The new A4
I'd
even.
go with the Audi, and I would look at how much was that. My favorite Jag, the XC. How much was that?
235 brand
There
new.
you go.
Oh.
Get one of those. Job
the
done.
XC.
Get one of those. That's it.
I saw one of
Sorted.
those today. It
Yeah.
sounded like an animal, that thing.
Yeah.
That's fully loaded. 235, fully loaded.
Go
These
for
3
that.
litre
There you
supercharged
go.
V6.
Yeah.
That is
There
the
you
one.
go.
That is the
There
one.
you go.
I really adore
Kumar.
that car. That was
Jaguar.
fantastic. That's it. And
Jaguar.
It's got a bit of style, bit of panache.
Jaguar.
You know, it's a
Jaguar.
Jag.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Jag.
Let's just call it a Jag then.
It's not Canadian.
Whatever. You lost me at the... Okay. The new Maxima is front-wheel drive.
Okay.
How do you think this will change the driving experience? The text has come through. And when will you be actually driving this thing?
I think
Because
it's
then
gonna
we want to
ruin
know
it.
when we're going to get to read the review.
Well, hopefully I'm getting it tomorrow.
Okay.
Have they always been front-wheel drive?
I think so. Yes.
And the last one was
Maxima.
all-wheel drive in some
You see,
versions.
like some of the longer nameplates, like the the Cressida isn't around anymore, but like the
Rear-wheel
Corolla, the
drive.
Corolla used to be rear drive at one point.
Yeah,
you know?
when
That's a
was
long
it
time ago.
rear-wheel
That's
drive?
like
In the
1980s,
mid-80s.
wasn't
In
it?
the
In the 80s,
mid-80s.
yeah. But for a long time, a lot of these cars have been front-wheel drive. So, I mean, honestly speaking, it's going to make no difference to my interpretation of the car.
I don't think it's going to be a sporty car. I'm going to call it.
Yeah. But before you get in,
Whoa,
no,
what do
no.
you mean it's not going to be a
No, no,
sporty
but,
car?
But before you get into that, that's not to say that front-wheel drive cars can't be sporty.
As the 90s have
I've
proved.
driven a 90s Lotus Elan on a racetrack, front-wheel drive, one of the most amazing handling cars I've ever experienced. Honda Integra.
Granted, he was too
You know?
busy being struck by stars in his eyes, so he
Yeah.
had no idea where he was
But
going.
Honda Integra, one of the
Actually,
classiest
every
driving
Honda from the
cars.
90s.
Yeah, so that's not necessarily to say that just because it's a front-wheel drive car, it won't be a great car to review. Now, I just want to answer his point before. I know
I haven't
Imtihan's
said
really
anything.
eager. He's really, you're really eager to take. I just want to answer his point because the implication be there is how will it affect my review? It won't, because I approach the car in context. This is how we review cars. We approach the car in the context of that car, what it is, where it sits in the market, and who it appeals to.
I guess he's wondering how will the driver experience change, and if it's front wheel.
Just sit in the back and drive from the back. It's fine. You're fine.
Drive it backwards.
It'll be interesting. I mean,
James Bond did.
I look forward to you getting to take this thing out for a ride, and I'm always interested in the sort of the first 5 minute. You've driven it for 5 minutes, you pull over. Okay, this is what my initial feelings are.
Yeah.
And then how that changes.
Maybe I'll put up a quick little iPhone thing.
Maybe.
So stay.
Hey, hold
watch
on.
us tomorrow.
I just gave you a new segment for your shows. The first 5 minutes.
There you go.
The first
We'll do that.
5.
We'll call it the James Pikeway
The Fab
segment.
Five.
Yeah, the Fab Five.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I've been taken by something.
Yeah, it's already
I want to
gone.
make a quick point if I can, because he's talking about front wheel.
You want to talk about
the
front wheel
Maxima.
drive? The Maxima.
I think nothing wrong with the Maxima is not exciting because it's going to be a nice car with plenty of options. I think there's a bit of a misnomer or perhaps a misunderstanding that every car has to be rear-wheel drive and drift around corners. Most people don't really know how to drive cars that are rear-wheel drive in a sporty fashion without wrapping it around a tree. Front-wheel drive is a good, safe place, as you said, to have fun. You can do plenty of things with a front-wheel drive car, and it won't scare you if it gets out of shape. It'll just understeer and just go straight.
Okay.
And you hit the brakes, it'll be calm again.
So just to explain what Imtishan is saying a little bit more, when the car understeers, it goes in a straight line, so it's going off at a tangent to the corner. So if you're trying
It
to turn
won't
right
turn,
or left, it
basically.
won't turn.
Yeah.
Now, your immediate reaction when something like that happens is that you lift off and you hit the brakes, in which case the car is perfectly dialed in to then turn in tighter. That's how a front-wheel drive car is set up. So actually, it's the correct thing to do. Now, what happens with a rear-wheel drive car? The rear-wheel drive car will lose traction at the back, and the back will start to slide out of the corner.
When you should
Most
actually,
people-
what should you do?
Well, most people will not know what to do at that point, so they will just be passengers
And they will
for the
brake
short few
and the
seconds
weight will go even
between
more forward.
Yeah, between them losing control and hitting a tree. So
Or they'll
that,
try to drift it, which will end badly on a public road.
yeah, but the vast majority of people won't know even how to drift. They won't know how to opposite lock correct. They just won't know.
And when you get to four-wheel drive cars, whole different kettle of fish all over again.
Although four-wheel drive cars generally set up to understeer. We're getting very anarchy here, James. So if you,
Yeah.
if you wanted to move the conversation on,
Well, I did want to point out that we've got a text that's come through who has come through and said you're absolutely right. Amazing deals right now over at BMW in the mini showroom.
absolutely. But
They've gotta move the cars.
But I
They've gotta
suspect
move
not
them.
just there. I suspect check out other showrooms as well, because some showrooms still are holding on to 2015 stock, which they need to get rid of. So yeah, by all means, get out there.
Another one. We got all sorts of great things. I want to go back to the something that we were talking about Nissan. We've been talking. They've been getting a lot of mileage here. I want to put out a call to them in a sense. And this is a piece that I've carried through from our show notes from several weeks now. But it is the Nissan Micro Cup, or Micra Cup, sorry.
Micro.
The Micra Cup.
The Micro Cup sounds like an RC
even
car
better.
contest.
But the Nissan Micra Cup, and I would like Nissan to bring the Nissan Micra Cup to this part of the world. And essentially, they've got a little bit of a race championship going with Micras.
Now here's the thing. Now you have one make series race championships all over the world, and
We
we've
have
had a
them
few.
here, don't we?
We've had a few here. And the most successful of which is the Porsche 911 Cup. But most of the others have come and gone, including a Suzuki Cup, which was very similar to what you're talking
There is
about.
an
a
86
small
Cup
little
running
car.
right now as
There
well.
is an 86 Cup that goes off at that is run at Yas Marina.
And let me just describe how Nissan makes this work. It's a full field of identical Micra hatchbacks. Prepared with for the racetrack. They race against each other. 1.6 four-cylinder engines, 109 horsepower. That's it, boys. Go and have some fun.
Oh, it's a great idea.
It's a
I
great
think it's a
idea,
great idea.
but it doesn't work here.
Why not?
That's what I'm saying.
It can work.
We've had these before. We've currently got the 86 championship, which is exactly that. Identical 86s.
Yeah, but
Go out and race.
Those aren't fun cars.
They are fun cars.
Oh,
No,
they're
they're not for you because
Only
you
if
can't
James
fit in it.
Pikeway is driving,
But for
they're not
everybody
fun
else, they're
cars.
tremendously fun cars. Yesterday, not yesterday, on the weekend,
Yeah.
little Volkswagen Beetles were racing at the Autodrome. This is an international championship that visited the Autodrome. I only learnt about it today because somebody snapped a picture, and he was told that it was a private closed event, which I'd like to ask the Autodrome about. It's like, you've got these amazing cars here racing around, nobody even knows about it. But to be fair to them, nobody really cares.
Well, that's why the folks over at Nissan, they're switched on. The Micra Cup, bringing that here. You get Motoring Middle East. You get this program involved.
No,
Boom.
I
we would have fun.
No, I still think our other idea was a lot better. The lemons race, the crap can race.
Oh,
Banger Cup. The
Banger Cup. Okay,
yes.
well, we could do that too.
Well, here's the thing. When you have a little car like a Micra, or even a little car like the 86, it's not a very big car, and you put them on these tracks, the Autodrome is just about right. It's not too fast, especially if it's a club circuit. It's fine. But you put it on Yas. It's a small car with a huge F1, FIA track. You know, it's not a lot of power. And that's a big track. So you're just kind of staying on it to go down the back straight. It takes you about a good 20 seconds, where an F1 car will be like 4 or 5 seconds. And that, for the spectators, is really dull to watch, because the car's making a lot of noise, not a lot of forward motion. Yeah. So for a little car, it's a huge track. Those tracks are too big for these cars. You need a custom circuit.
There we go. So we need to work on that one just a little bit. Okay.
Yes, we have a lot of things we need to make happen.
More thought needs to go into this, but
any thought.
At the end of the day, the Micra is an awesome machine. It's just, I can't wait to see if they're messing around with the Maxima. Imagine what they're going to do next to the Micra.
Well, and you know, there's this trend in styling which fascinates me, because a lot of manufacturers will choose. Well, a lot of manufacturers will choose a similar look, and then all their cars just turn out to be clones of one another. But yeah, exactly. But some manufacturers, like for example Nissan, are trying something different with each of their nameplates, and that's really interesting, because that means you never know quite what to expect from them. And I think that's really good. Now, BMW, going back to BMW, which you did mention there, here's one thing. I've noticed a lot of 4 Series on the road. Not a lot, but I have noticed a few more 4 Series on the road recently than I've noticed 3 Series. 3 Series is a big seller in Europe and other markets, but not so much here. Noticed the 4 Series on sale. Now, BMW spent a lot of time creating this new 4 Series and telling us that the 4 Series is the two-door version of the 3 Series. It's the coupe version, right?
All right, okay, gotcha.
Right, so the 3 Series is the 4-door, but the 4 Series is actually the two-door, okay? Except...
Okay, where's this going?
Except when it's not actually the two-door, because the 4 Series that I've seen on the road are all 4 doors. Oh my God! Head explodes.
I agree with him. I don't know why the 4 Series just isn't the BMW that you buy. Why do you have to have so many cars, BMW? Their range is so huge, so confusing, and let's not even get into the 2 Series,
it's crazy.
Which is a mini-based front-wheel drive BMW.
So basically, just go get a Mercedes. It's easier to figure out. Boys from Motoring Middle East are here. They don't like to be called boys. They want to be called the squires of journalism. They're here, and we got a whole bunch more to talk about. If you want to get involved, this is how you can do it. The team of authoritative and highly experienced automotive journalists are here from Motoring Middle East.
The squires, we're here.
Can 2 guys be a team?
Yes.
I mean, implying the A-team, all we're getting is a duo.
Can we have the music now, the A-team music? That'd be so cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
We got a call.
1960. No, sorry.
We got a caller. Let's hope we got a Sat joining us on the line. Good evening. Welcome to Nightline.
Hi. Good evening, guys. How are y'all?
Everyone here is doing fantastic. How about yourself?
Good. I'm doing well too. Thanks.
So, what are your thoughts on cars?
Well, yeah, I mean, actually, I called because I wanted to get you guys' opinion on a car I'm looking to buy.
Excellent.
Right now, I'm driving an Altima 2010 2.5, and I'm looking to buy the Hyundai Azera. I've seen it. I've taken a test drive. The test drive seems nice, and also, I mean, the options are just humongous. You know, there are a lot of options. Interior looks fine, but since it is Hyundai and I'm not too sure about it driving in Nissan, so I just wanted to get you guys' opinion.
Gentlemen, what do you think?
I had a mate who had an Azera. They're fine cars. They're pretty solid little cars. There are lots of options, like you say. It's good value. The resale will be lower than the Japanese car, but the maintenance should be about the fine. So if you're worried about issues or problems, I don't think that's going to be an issue with these Korean cars. They're all sorted out now. Yeah. That's fine. And you can drive a pretty good deal now if you're buying a new one from a dealer.
Yeah.
And they come with massive warranties as well, don't they?
Yeah, it's 5. I think it's 5 years, 150. It's everything. It's everything.
Warranties, servicing. They're throwing in insurance.
It doesn't matter if there's a problem if you have warranty. It doesn't matter.
Just take it back.
Yeah.
You can break every day. You have a warranty. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say is, so how long have you owned your Altima?
Altima, I think I'm driving it for 4 years now.
4 years.
4
Okay.
years, yeah.
So all right. So you plan to own your next car for 3 to 4 years?
Yeah, exactly. Because, I'm driving the Altima, except for the tire change, I haven't done anything. There's
Yeah.
no work.
See, I got a quick question.
Yeah.
Do you like your Altima? Do you like the drive?
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. But, it's getting old, so I just wanted to... I'm okay to buy an Altima again.
Yeah.
I love it that much. But looking at Azera, the options, the interior, they all look very nice. And, everything that I wanted in the car.
Then you should go for it. You should
Yeah.
totally go for it. James, James, I know James is eager to make the point. Why are you selling the Altima? It's not old at 4 years.
But no, but I'm saying.
But if he likes the Azera, let him buy the Azera.
But I'm wondering, he likes his Altima. Why not just upgrade to a newer Altima? I mean, at this point.
Because the new Altima does not have these many options,
I know, but it's just we're talking
Well,
a Korean
use
build
all of the
versus a
Nah,
Korean
the
build versus
well,
the Japanese
Yeah,
build.
but the Korean. That's why I asked him like how long he plans to own it. But I think with 3 years, 4 years, it'll be fine. There's no issues. If you told me you're owning it for 10 years, then I would say maybe go for Japanese. But otherwise, 3-4 years, you'll be
Who owns
fine.
cars for 10 years?
I do.
In
Apart from you.
my group of friends and relatives, everybody's mindset is against Korean cars. Because obviously everybody else is elder than me in my family and they have bad experiences. So either
Well-
personally or heard about. But as far as I look at the car, it looks fantastic, and I just hope in a long.
Well, I have a simple question for you, for your relatives. Are they paying for it?
Yeah.
Because if they're not paying for it, they don't get to decide what you do with your own money.
You know what? You're right, though. At the end of the day, the options that you're going to get are extraordinary, and that car is well built and it's warranted. So you're laughing. At the end of the day, you'll be laughing as all these naysayers are cruising beside you in whatever
Without
they're
their
driving.
massage seats. And
Yeah.
You'll have heated and cool seats, and you'll have a Qibla compass. You'll have everything.
Yeah.
It has everything.
Exactly, everything.
Hey, you know what? Let us know how it all fares out, and when you own that thing, send us some pictures.
Sure, definitely. And guys, you guys do a great job. Apart from the knowledge, you guys are fun. It's entertaining to even listen to you all. At the same time, it's knowledgeable.
Oh,
Hey,
thanks so
and
much. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Hey, have a great night. It's nice talking to you.
You too, guys.
Bye. I thought he was giving you a backhander, saying, very entertaining, well, aside from the knowledge.
Yeah.
Well, the knowledge is very suspect, isn't it?
And then he came back in and said, and you guys are knowledgeable. So, okay, there we go.
Oh,
He's not giving you a
that's
backhander.
always a relief.
Sean wants to know, he says, hey guys, love the show. Just wanted to know, what do you guys think of the new Ferrari FF replacement that was unveiled earlier today?
Well, I think the only difference with it is it's now got four-wheel steering as well as
Yeah, what
four-wheel
Is it a
drive.
different car or not? I can't work out
No,
if it's a different
to
car.
be honest, it looked pretty much the same
It's
to
an
me.
F12 shooting brake.
No, it's the FF.
But I know, but it's now styled to look like an F12.
No, slightly. I still think it looks like an FF, to be honest. I think they've just sort of, smoothed the
They've changed
contours
the-
a little
the-
bit.
the
The
bump
rear
a bit.
lights are different, I think, on the car. But other than that, I think the big thing about it is they're talking about this four-wheel steering that they've introduced. So that's the new
This
innovation
is like
with
their
that.
nonsense four-wheel drive that only works up to 40 or something like
Well,
that.
apparently you can go in the desert in it. I've seen videos.
Yeah. Really? Okay.
I
You
have.
didn't see the truck from Altair sitting next to the side of the road waiting.
Yeah,
helicopters.
The AAA team to lift it in and out. Yeah. It's like,
Honestly speaking, I can't work out the point of the FF. It's a station wagon Ferrari. Wouldn't you just have a Range Rover?
I can. The point of the FF was to make me the coolest dad in the school when I one day rolled up to the school gates in an FF to
Yes,
pick up my
just
kids.
for
Because
Shazam.
it's 4 seats, right?
Yeah.
You can do that. You can't do that in any other Ferrari. So there you go.
mm.
So that's the purpose of it.
would you, okay, if in a perfect world you guys had unlimited resources,
Yeah.
someone says to you, you know what, that FFF, would you buy it?
No.
No.
No. There we go.
I'd buy a Morgan 4-seater.
I'd buy 4 Morgans.
Kevin was listening into our conversation about the Hyundai, and he says, hey, hold on. In India, they decide all sorts of things, including our brides. So why wouldn't we let our relatives decide our cars?
I think he was meaning the
That's a
exact
I think-
opposite of what I said.
I think that's tomorrow night you're discussing that. That's
And now on the doctors.
Oh,
a
man.
difficult. That's a completely different Nightline conversation to call in, isn't it?
Let's just
So
say
tonight-
No, he was
Tonight-
talking about the guy with the car because he said his family.
No, but it's gone into tonight. We are discussing arranged marriages or love marriages. Which is better? You tell me, huh? How much is lasting longer? Which one? Tell
almost
me.
as bad as front wheel versus four wheel drive.
Oh man! If you want to get involved in the program, this is how you can do it. Imtishan Shahzad, they are in studio. We're talking cars. Here's a great one that's come through, and the text says, "I have my eyes on an Audi A3."
Ooh la
The
la.
question is, how much will ownership cost? Now, I don't know if they're talking about what the car of what it costs to buy an A3, or what is it going to cost me for repairs and those kind of things. In fact, that's what it is. Ownership costs, like parts and others, would be more than something like a Camry.
Well, if you're buying it brand new, you could buy it with a service package, and it won't
You're
cost
good.
you hardly anything at all. If you're
Yeah.
buying it used, it will definitely cost you more than a Camry. I think that's a given.
Yeah.
You know, I don't
Yeah,
think
but
there's
it's
any
a
dispute.
German near luxury car, or even if it's a particular small model, it's still a German luxury car.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not going to cost you a Camry, but that shouldn't put you off buying one, because why not?
Yeah. You know,
Life's short.
exactly.
You want a car.
I
Would you
think-
want to have 3 Camrys in a row, or would you have one A3?
I think you've hit the nail right on the head perfectly here. Is you're going to have a service warranty, you're going to have a service package, you're going to have a warranty. Nothing is going to go wrong in those periods.
Well, even if it doesn't matter because you
Or
take
if
it
it's
back
running,
and they fix
get
it.
one that's nearly running out of warranty, just extend it.
Yeah.
Listen, warranties are great. I don't
Yeah.
know why people out here don't understand that warranties are really good, because that means you can do whatever and the
Yeah.
car has to get fixed.
It's
Yeah.
a very good point that Imtishan is making, because so many people they go, oh, I'm going to save on the dealer servicing cost by going in and then invalidating the warranty. Although now apparently the law says that's not the case anymore, right?
I didn't look into that, but I don't think it's 100% clear.
We need to look into that. But anyway, keep your warranty intact. For the lifetime of the warranty, keep
Yeah.
your warranty intact, because you never know.
Yes.
That will pay itself back in an engine change or a gearbox change or something like that could happen.
All
you know?
the way up to the last day of the
Yeah.
last kilometer, they
Yeah.
will have to honor that warranty.
Yes.
I mean, my car's modified to heck and back, but it's still got a warranty on it.
Yeah. So you know what? Go give the A3 a try. Go give it a ride. Get into it.
Don't listen to your relatives. Go and buy
Yeah,
the A3.
go and buy the A3.
I think I know what's going on here.
I'll tell you what. If you can stretch a little bit, go for the S3, because I love that car. Oh, what a machine!
What is it? A big stretch? Is it a big stretch?
Yes, a bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
150, 160, I think, for a new
Yeah.
one.
A3?
A3,
S3,
S3.
What about
A3 is
the-
a lot cheaper.
Yeah. Well, that's it's going to be the A3. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's a great one. Hey, hold on, not a great one. We got John on the line. Almost forgot John's waiting
Okay.
with us. Oh, you know what?
We had
John
John.
left.
We had John
Call
on the
him,
line.
Esther, he left. Do you have his number? Can you call him back? He realized we forgot about him. Unfortunately. Esther's going to get him back on the line.
John is not happy. He's gone.
No.
He's dialed over to the other side.
he's called over to Virgin to go and knock on the door of the Dubai Eye Studios. I'm going to have Miles at midnight, and I
No,
think
some Bermuda radio DJ right now is being asked about how to change a gearbox on a Volkswagen Beetle. He's like, what?
I wonder if it should be kilometers at midnight, not miles at midnight, because it's
Miles at
kilometers.
midnight.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's not very metric, is
I
it?
guess his name is Miles, so
Ah.
probably kilometers. It would be weird if his parents named him that. Anyway, here's we go. Yeah, we digress.
Tonight on Car Talk, are you unhappy about
We've
how your
got
parents
6
named
minutes to get through all these questions.
So you guys are now being called the pros.
the pros?
And I wondered if that was the pros as in the way you write, or anyway.
No, that's with an E. That's with an E on it. So that's it. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I drive from Dubai to Abu Dhabi to Dubai 360 kilometers a day. It goes on to say, I used to have a 5 Series which got scrapped after an accident. Now I'm driving my old ML350, which is I've been driving for the last 12 years. But this old guy started complaining after doing 370,000 kilometers.
Wow.
Well done. 370.
Yeah.
In the past few months, I've been looking around for a crossover, but months of comparison have made me almost crazy. The Tiguan, X3, Q5, and now I'm attracted to the GLA 250. I need good fuel economy, good maintenance, and preferably German comfort. I also have a budget of around 100 to 120,000. What do you gentlemen, the pros,
Shortcut
think?
to all of that. Go buy the GLA 250. If you like that car, I like it too. Go and buy it. It's really good.
Is that the price range though?
I think it might be, yeah, because it's
slightly
the
more, I think, for top end options.
Well, because the GLA is it's the A class, right?
Yeah.
It's the A class on stilts. So I tested the GLA, what was it, 45? 45, yeah, GLA 45 AMG. And that's the performance
Which is not
version.
the same price.
It's not. That's considerably more expensive. But if you can get that for 120k, you should get that car. That's great.
I'm going to throw in a Coco.
I wonder if the question is, can I get that for 120k?
Give us a few minutes. We'll have to look on the website.
I know that you can get the Tiguan for 100. I would wait for the new Tiguan because I just saw that at the Qatar Motor Show.
That was rather nice.
And I
wasn't it?
think it's quite a classy. I think a lot of people are going to be very surprised when they see the Tiguan in the
Okay.
new one in the flesh, because the old one is a bit anonymous,
Yeah.
a bit boring.
Yeah.
The new one is quite good looking.
Okay.
So you might want that car.
I don't know. Tiguan versus
It's-
250 GLA. Oh, I'm thinking the GLA.
You know what? I
250.
think it's a bigger car because the GLA is a bit on the cramped side for me, but the Tiguan is much more practical. So I'm going to voting Tiguan, and it's got a Golf GTI engine. Come on.
Oh, could you get it standard?
No. Actually, I don't think it's standard anywhere. Nobody's buying manual Tiguans.
That'd be great.
It would be, but nobody's going
No,
to
go
buy
buy.
one.
Okay.
I absolutely agree with you.
We got another one that's. Hope that helps. By the way, we got another one that comes through and says, I bought my Grand Cherokee 2014 Limited, brand new. It's a 2014 Limited Plus, brand new. I'm intending to use it for at least 10 years. Did I make the right choice?
Yes.
It's a bit late to ask now.
I think so. I
you
think
did.
you know what?
Yes, you
if you get this thing maintained, keep it maintained, do the servicing, do the repairs as
Do
they're
what the
needed.
last guy did, 12 years, 370,000
That's
kilometers.
it, yeah.
You'll
And
drive that thing forever.
extend the war. Chrysler has one of FCA, I should say, has one of the most generous warranties. You can do 7 years unlimited kilometers.
There you go.
Extend the warranty,
I would
and then
absolutely-
you have complete peace of mind.
I
If
would
you
com-
worry, they're not really troublesome cars, but
No.
peace of mind.
I would completely extend that warranty. I've got a 2008
And
Wrangler.
little hot tip at the end of the year, usually around December every year, they have a sale on warranties.
Yeah.
I think it's probably finished now, but they
But-
do a nice discount on warranties.
Yeah, so there you go. Make sure you just do it. Dino's saying, hey guys, great show. What's your opinion on the new Alfa Romeo? Appreciate your feedback. I think it's the Giulia.
Alfa Romeo.
The Giulia.
Giulia.
I love that car.
The new
Oh
one.
my
What about the
God.
new one? Do you even know?
That is a new one.
It is nice.
But it's not. Is it confirmed for here yet or not? Because they had it at
It's
the motor show.
feedback.
Yeah, and apparently people were willing to put down orders then and there for the car,
They
which I
had
can't blame
a
them.
significant number of orders put down. We can say this
Yeah.
off the record. You've all heard it.
Yeah.
But again, the car depends on feedback from people. So if you want to see the Giulia, literally go into the Alfa showroom and tell the salesperson, tell the manager.
Wave cash in their faces and say,
That
"Bring
feedback,
me Julia."
That's
yeah.
the feedback they like. Money.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that will work.
Those Alphas though, they've really sorted it out. I mean, the Alpha it's just.
Well, it's a giant FCA parts bin, so there'll be Jeep bits in there. There'll be stuff that works. So it's
Yeah.
nothing. The old frangibility is all gone now.
Oh man, yeah, beautiful, beautiful. So everyone's opinion is just go.
Yeah.
Get the all-new Lincoln MKX. Is if we're talking, this is the person who's doing.
Which one is the MKX now?
That's the one I was telling you about. That's the one I was telling you about.
You saying MKZ, weren't you?
Oh yeah,
MKZ's the car, MKZ.
MKZ
Yeah.
is the saloon.
Yeah, the MKZ. I was.
MKX is the SUV.
Yeah.
Which
Do
one
we
is it?
say it like that?
Yes, we do. Because
Yeah,
I'm still
'cause you're looking at-
I'm
they're-
still
they're-
like trying to look it up.
The
quickly.
MK things that get me all. They get me all.
Ford Edge.
Excited?
Ford Edge. Yes. Sorry. No, not Ford Edge. I know what it is now. It's the
quick.
What is happening?
based on the Ford Edge. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Nice size, decent size. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good looking car.
You're
yeah,
saying
go
that's the
for
one
it.
you get if you got 100.
You get the Ford Edge. Actually,
Yeah,
just get the Ford Edge.
I think no. You want the Lincoln badge though.
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think in this market, the Lincoln badge still needs to build brand recognition.
I think
so I
you
think
just
it'll take a while.
You just want to have the Lincoln
if,
badge.
however,
Yeah.
they sold you the Lincoln Town Car, I'd get one of those.
I saw one yesterday. Oh, black town car screamed past me. I just said I want one of those.
See? You see?
I said-
it's like that Caprice, isn't
That's
it?
why
You
I'm
go,
heading.
yeah,
I'm making a trip to Jeddah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll come with you. That'll confuse the immigration no end. You know?
Yeah, what are you guys doing here? We're looking for a town car.
Oh dear.
It's exactly what it is. Follow these guys. You know what? We've got three more. We don't have time to get to them. Will, you know what? We've got Matt. We'll have to get to you next week.
Thanks so much for sending in all these questions. This is fantastic to see the
And
response
Do
tonight.
it faster next time.
Yeah, and we've got a couple of questions about the expectations for electrification of Dubai and vehicles.
That's a serious question.
So we'll get to both. We'll get to the Matt's question.
Can I just say that I have a video on YouTube addressing that exact issue. Go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Motoring Middle East. I discuss that in detail.
So we're going to talk about that next week, and Matt will talk about how you can unload 400,000 dirhams on a second car.
Is that the 400,000 dirham guy
Yeah.
from last week?
Maybe he's back. Okay, let's answer it right now. Let's just keep going. So if I had 400,000 dirhams, what would you? He wants
we said get the Hellcat
on a
didn't we?
second-hand car. That's
No,
a year old.
Buy a new one,
Buy
Hellcat.
a new one. Why would
Just
you
get
buy
a
a
new-
second-hand
just get a new Hellcat.
Well, I
Range
remember
Rover, maybe.
he said Range Rover. I said AMG.
He wants something that's got power. There you go. Get a
then it has to
Hellcat.
be AMG. If it's used AMG, if it's new Hellcat, end of.
Well, he's anxious for a year old, so AMG. But why wouldn't you just
AMG.
get the Hellcat? Be done with it.
Yeah.
Get a
Why
brand
would you buy
new.
a second-hand 400,000 dirham car? I don't understand.
Yeah. There we go. It's that simple. Just go and get the Hellcat, Matt. Be
Totally.
done with it.
Yeah.
When you do that, let us know. We want to see the pictures. You know what? Oh, someone else saying just get an M4.
Yeah, an M4, yeah.
I don't know.
Pricey.
Yeah.
That's somebody who owns an M4, clearly.
Yeah. So, well,
Or get the CTS V.
Fastest thing on several wheels.
Ooh, now we're talking.
God.
Gentlemen, we've got to wrap this up. Motoring Middle East is here. They're on TV tomorrow. Remind us where we can go watch this.
Gear 1 at 8 o'clock tomorrow, so it'll be every Tuesday.
And it's free.
It's Motoring Middle East TV. You're going to enjoy the show. They join us here every week. We start the program at 9 promptly, right after the news. Get involved right away. Put it on your agenda. Put it on your calendar. You can call in. You can SMS in. You want to email nightline@dubai1038.ae. Send me your emails now. I'll get them onto the show notes for next week, and away we go. Gentlemen, as always, motoringme.com is where you can find them. Facebook, Twitter, you name it, they're on the social media. In fact, your Facebook page is a place that I love to go and find out what's going on.
Thank you so
And
much.